Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, if you haven't heard by now, the Memphis Grizzlies, Los Angeles Lakers in LA, it was a battle all the way to the end. Lakers ended up pulling out by one, but the actual game, ended up taking a back seat to the other drama that unfolded. It seems like Dillon Brooks and Shannon Sharpe got into it. Now, according to accounts, Shannon Sharpe says that he said that Dillon Brooks was too small to actually guard LeBron on the post. And then he said Dillon Brooks said something, F you. And then Shannon Sharpe, not willing the background, said F you. And so they start going back and forth. And Shannon, he's the huge, the biggest LeBron James supporter. So, that doesn't surprise me that he was there and he was rooting and talking junk. Now, the other thing is, it almost, it got into a larger confrontation, is what ended up happening. Now, Dave McMenamin, the actual NBA reporter for ESPN, said that Shannon Sharpe spent halftime in the tunnel with security before returning to his seat for the third quarter. He granted ESPN a brief interview explaining what happened with the Grizzlies on his way back to his seat. And this is what Shannon Sharpe actually had to say. He said, "They didn't want this smoke, Dave. They do all that talking and jockeying, and I ain't about that jockeying. It started with Dillon Brooks. I said he was too small to guard LeBron. He said, F me. I said, F you back. He started to come at me, and I said, you don't want these problems. And then Ja came out of nowhere talking. He definitely didn't want these problems. Then the dad came, and he obviously didn't want no problems, but I wanted anything they had. Don't let these fools fool you now." I mean, Shannon was on one. That's just point blank period. The brother was on one. He was, it's like he was on Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson podcast. He wanted all the smoke last night. The whole Grizzly bench cleared, and he won't back it now. He was still wolfing. Security got between them. So that's kind of what that was. Now, listening to Dillon Brooks in the post game, this is what Dillon had to say.
I know you said earlier you didn't want to talk about what Shannon said, but there was a report that he said he started the talk with you, saying that you're too small to guard LeBron, and then you swore back on him. Is that what happened?
No, I told him he missed the shot. That's all.
You think it's appropriate for a fan to kind of go back and forth with you guys like that?
A regular pedestrian like him, no. He shouldn't have never came back in the game. But it's LA.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, DB.
I mean, I get, it sounds like there was some discrepancy based on both of their stories. Shannon Sharpe saying that he cussed at him and said, F you. And Dillon Brooks said he just said he missed the shot, saying LeBron missed the shot. You talking about I'm too small. So I get with the game and the heat of the game, who knows? Maybe Shannon heard something, or maybe Dillon didn't want to own up to actually what he said to Shannon. I don't know. I don't know why he would, even lie about it. If I said F you during the game, why would I, in a post-game interview, say otherwise? What was interesting is, he chose to use the language, pedestrian, like Shannon Sharpe. And so, that was cool, what I'm saying, kind of running them down. Now, who I was very interested to hear from, though, was actually Ja Morant, because he always talking, right? Like, he said, ain't no problems out west. We ain't got no problems. We only worried about the Boston Celtics and all these other things that he said, right? take a listen to what the fearless leader, Ja Morant, had to say post-game.
Let me think. Nah, I ain't gonna address that. I'm gonna let him live today.
Oh, Ja, it's just the way he says stuff. I get it, the slang. I'm gonna let him live today. You know, I ain't gonna go in, but that's that. You know, that's odd. You know what I'm saying? He took time to, and it's good. You know, I don't think it's necessarily bad. If you're gonna say something that you're gonna regret or it's gonna hurt you, I mean, you just landed your shoe deal. You doing, you know, all this stuff in the community right now. You don't want to come off like you're a ball player, and you know, historically super gangsters in the NBA don't last. I mean, that's just, or they don't reach their full potential. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not even just on the court. Marketability, bro. You got time, you know what I'm saying? You're in the process now of bringing home. You just signed a huge deal. You got your Nike deal. No telling what other deals you got lined up. I'm kind of glad that he took a softer approach. It's just funny, his choice of wording though. I'ma let him live today. You know, kind of that double entendre, I feel. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Y'all call me on it if I am. But just based on his history about talking about he gonna, you know, put hollows in your head and little memes online with the gun hitting the grapefruit and like he taking somebody top off. All of that is, man, you think, you know, the guy is part of the, you know what I'm saying, the Gotti family or something. I don't know. But I get it. This is the heat of the moment. He just lost a big game, especially after talking so much trash like you run the West. Big game against LeBron James. They pull out a close one. Maybe that was, you know, the best he could come up with in the moment. But this is a good example of your reputation actually preceding you. Now, of course, courtside, you had Malika Andrews, you know, chatting around, trying to get the tea, trying to get the latest from T. Morant, as seen here on this video. You know, Kevin Hart, you got Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, huge showing. So it's going to be a lot of people probably talking and remembering about how things went down in LA tonight. Look, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, and I'm gonna holler at you next time. Peace.
Kind of incident, I don't know the right way to describe it, that happened at the end of the second quarter. What was your view of it, and do you, I guess, what did you feel like Shannon Sharpe's role in it was?
Let me think. Nah, I ain't gonna address that. I'm gonna let him live there.
Anybody else?
Dylan said he thought that Shannon Sharpe should have been removed from the arena.
I ain't gonna address that.
Hi, John. It's Chinese Lunar New Year tonight, and more and more Chinese people fans love what you play on the court. People say and it's actually your year, the rabbit year, and people say
I'm a rabbit.
yes, a rabbit year. It's a lucky rabbit.
You got hops.
Yeah. And could you say something to the fans of China? And people always say it might be a little tough on your year at the beginning, but everything gets better from now on. Yeah.
Appreciate the support. Continue to try to, be a better job. Hopefully everybody have a good job year.
All right, thanks, John.
Good job.